What is up, everybody? Chris Hendrickson here, coming to you with another episode of Hendrickson News. And today I'm going to talk about and go over this article about how to get your family to go vegan. All right. I know for me, I was the first one in my family to go vegan. I still am the only one who's vegan in my family. And I made some fatal errors when I was trying to first explain veganism to my family. And I'm going to go over some tips and tricks regarding this article. This article is brought to you by The Vegan Woman, and they have a really great write up on how to go vegan as a family. And, people who are vegan, they're a passionate bunch. We deeply care about reducing animal suffering, making it so that animals aren't exploited in our world because we see suffering all around us. Every time we walk into the grocery store, every time we see someone wearing a fur coat, every time we see advertising that says, eat more whatever animal product. And it's always annoying. But there are some tried and true tricks we can do to make it an easy sell for our family, especially with the holiday season coming up. There's going to be a lot of family get-togethers, and I don't want to have you getting heated at the table. So, number one, first and foremost, take things one step at a time and make sure that everyone is on board. All right, so this article is more specific to going vegan as a family. So it says right here, first things first. If you are meeting resistance from your other half or offspring, put things on hold. All right, this is essential. You can't force into this type of lifestyle because 5 out of 6 vegans actually go back. People who try to go vegan overnight end up failing big time, and that ultimately hurts animals because they think, I can't do it, it's not for me, it just didn't work for me, and then they're going to tell that to people, and then this myth's going to propagate that it's hard or difficult to go vegan. So reading through, maybe they just need to get their heads around the concept first. Maybe they need reassurance that they don't have to fit any negative vegan stereotypes to live a vegan lifestyle. Maybe they just need to try some awesome vegan cupcakes. And going on, assuming everyone is happy with the decision to become a vegan family. Rest assured, you don't need to throw yourselves in 100% right off the bat. You can make the change overnight. If you can make the change overnight, good for you. If you can't, don't beat yourself up for it. Some people drop meat first, then dairy, then eggs, and some sort out the food side before they veganize their bathroom products or clothes because once you go vegan you're like, oh, I gotta veganize my shampoo, I have to veganize my dish soap, I have to veganize my wine I drink, but the research shows that people who take steps, cutting out red meat first, cutting out chicken first, and then cutting out, eggs, meat, and dairy, and doing it step by step over a long period of time tends to get the best results. And even if your family is just interested in reducing their meat consumption, just if you ask them to eat less chicken, that is a massive step for animal welfare. That means that however many chickens they eat per year aren't going to be put into the industrialized factory farming system, and it's going to be a better thing. And I'm only going to go through 5 of these. You can see the next 5 in the next video because I don't want this to be too long. But taking things one step at a time is absolutely essential. For me, I just was interested in learning about where my food came from at first. And then I obviously saw the cruelty and horror associated with the meat industry. So I cut out meat first, then took my step towards eggs, dairy, etc. Granted, it was all in the scheme of like a week, so I got it in pretty quick. But we need to congratulate anyone for reducing their meat consumption and getting themselves closer to vegan or plant-based than further away. All right. Going into this, next up, have an arsenal of family favorite recipes in your back pocket. One of the big fears people have when it comes to switching a vegan diet is that they'll have to give up all of the foods they've known and loved their whole lives. All right, no wonder why they feel daunted. And this is true. Like when I was growing up, my mom would make the best potato salad. She still does make the best potato salad. No doubt about this. She would make it with like red skin potatoes. It'd have, I think, ranch dressing, some little bacon bits in there. I think they had like green onions in there too. And I loved it. And she was pretty upset when I told her I was going vegan and she couldn't make this amazing potato salad and have me enjoy it. But over the time, we worked together. We swapped out the dairy ranch for vegan ranch. We swapped out the bacon, like actual bacon, pig bacon for like little bacon bits. Some of the bacon bits are actually vegan. You can find them. Or you can use like some of the, I forget what they're called. I think it's like seitan strips, or like fakin' bacon, something like that. And you can fry those up and substitute like quick and easy. And out of all the ingredients that go into this, family recipe potato salad, we got it. We substituted out. It tasted amazing. And now every summer, my mom knows that I'm going to eat that potato salad and she can feel really proud that she's doing that family recipe, making it for me. And she loves it too. My mom's not vegan. My family is not vegan at all, but they're really open minded about it. They're really supportive of that and willing to meet me halfway on there. And I also get to introduce them to new recipes. One of my favorite things is like my family watches football every Sunday, so whenever I'm there, I always try to make some cauliflower buffalo wings because I don't know what happened, but hot wings and football go together really well in America. So I like to make those cauliflower buffalo wings, and they're just blown away by how good they taste, and there's some great recipes online, so you can go check that out. All right. Next up, number 3, take the kids grocery shopping. I'm going to expand this to take the family grocery shopping. All right. It's important to teach family members or anyone who you're trying to, encourage to go vegan or trying to help out go vegan. It's really important to teach them where to find these products in the grocery store. And they're not too far away. It's not like they're hidden in a secret back room, they're just off. There might be a meatless section of the freezer aisle, or you can introduce them to some cool new fruits and veggies that they've never had before. What else? You can show them what products on the shelf that they know and recognize are already vegan. All right. So these are some really great things because we got to be sympathetic, For me, learning what products to find and like checking labels and being hypercritical, it's kind of anxiety inducing. And if you are frantically checking labels and Googling like if Red 5 is vegan or some weird chemical, it's going to make it look incredibly prohibitive. So it's definitely good to do that. Definitely great to educate yourself. But when you're taking your family grocery shopping, try to remove that bit where you're checking labels and going on the internet and seeing, if gelatin's vegan. It definitely isn't. There are vegan gelatins out there, but make sure that you show them products that 100% are vegan, and you can be confident, you can be proud, you can be like, hey, check it out, these Gardein beefless burgers, 100% vegan. They taste, just like any hamburger that you get out of the freezer section. I mean, admittedly, the freezer hamburger section is not that high quality of products, but the Gardein products are very high quality, and my mom actually really likes those, so she always keeps a bag in there for her because she just likes the taste. The taste is what's going to win people over to this if they're not aware of like the animal cruelty issues, if they don't care about the environmental bits of it, or even if they don't care about the health about it. The taste of the food is what's really going to sell this. So I'm glad that there's so many great products out there, and we need to teach people about that. All right, scrolling down, become a mini expert in nutrition. All right, first and most importantly, you need to remember that you are cutting out major food groups when you start your kids on a plant-based diet. Now extend that to family, etc. Of course, the food groups you are losing aren't essential, but if you're anything like me, you've grown up with the idea that meat is the best way to get protein and that dairy is nothing short of essential for calcium. Exactly. I mean, the dairy industry did an amazing job with their marketing campaign, the Milk Does the Body Good campaign. I remember in the 90s, like I would be in school and in every cafeteria, every day in the cafeteria, there'd be milk posters, I'd see like Michael Jordan or my favorite athlete or whatever, or some celebrity with like a milk mustache. And that really sold people over. But as I mentioned in my last video about Big Island Dairy close and shop, dairy's declined 40% in the last 50 years. There's so many great options available and so many great foods for calcium. Just go online and you can research best fruits and veggies for calcium. Actually, let's just do that right now and I'll show you how easy it is. So best fruits and veggies for calcium. So you click it up and look at that. Boom. Seeds are a nutritional powerhouse. We got beans and almonds. We got leafy greens right here. So like let me type in non-dairy so we can get the actual thing. And don't worry about my spelling. Google will help me out. Don't worry about it. All right. So we scroll down. High non-dairy. Non-dairy foods high in calcium. So health.com right here. So we can scroll down, bone building foods, collard greens, broccoli. Like I know my mom loves broccoli, like steaming some broccoli, really, really good. Put some earth balance on there, really good. We got kale, kale, traditional vegan food, so I wouldn't lead with the kale, but if your family likes kale already, you're good to go. You get some bok choy, you can mix it up in some stir fry, figs, super delicious. Oranges, like who knew oranges were pretty high in calcium? Uh, Let me see. Let me make sure this is actually a calcium amount. Yeah, high in calcium. Because it actually surprised me. I didn't think oranges were too high in calcium, so I'm learning something. Sardines, so you don't want to do that. Stay away from the sardines. Uh, White beans, okra, tofu, almonds. I know that my mom's partner, he really likes to have just some cashews or almonds around, and it's really good source of calcium and those micronutrients. Seeds and nuts are great for micronutrients. So have these in your back pocket. Know that almonds are going to be a good source of calcium. Know that seeds and nuts are going to be a good source of protein. I mean, I wouldn't lead with tofu is a great source of protein because people have like stereotypes in America about tofu and veganism, and we don't want to buy into those. I made this mistake a little while back personally when I was talking about where you can get your protein, and my friend was like, "You got to cut that out. We love protein, but don't lead with it." So continuing down. Secondly, you're going to meet opposition, and this is totally understandable. Like, our family cares deeply about our health. If you're lucky like me, your family cares very deeply about, how healthy you are, making sure that you're doing successful in life, making sure that you're being happy. And you just got to, respectfully push back, show them the data, because admittedly, they probably never researched it. Like, I know my parents aren't nutrition experts. They're just going off of what like their family said and what they've read in headlines and whatnot. So, be respectful. Understand that there is that power dynamic, especially between parents, where they think like, oh, my kid can't tell me anything because I'm older, I'm so much wiser, I'm so much more experienced. But if you are respectful and patient, and meet them where they are and be like, yeah, I know that used to be the thinking, but here's what I've heard nowadays. And you show them the data, you're going to be good to go. Or if you just say it confidently, you don't even need to go in the data. If you're like me, who's been vegan for 5 years now, I mean, I haven't died of protein deficiency. My blood levels, every time I go to the doctor, are on point. And you can just show that, So like every time I get a blood test, I send that over. I'm like, hey mom, check it out. 5 years vegan, totally healthy. What's yours saying? And you can meet them halfway. I wouldn't be a jerk about it or like competitive or anything, unless that's like, your family culture where you can get around with some joking around and being a little bit snippy like my family. And then lastly, number 5, I'm going to go into the other 6 in another video because we're already 13 minutes into this. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to stay tuned for part 2 of this. Find a sympathetic doctor. So when I go to the doctor, I admittedly, I don't know if this is right or wrong. I try to avoid telling them that I'm vegan and then wait for my health levels to come out, normal or perfect. And then when they ask like, oh, what are you doing? You've got really good, blood levels or whatever they say. I can be like, oh, well, I just eat a plant-based diet, making sure I'm getting all healthy. And you can use the data. Like doctors love data. They are scientists. They will go off the data. So you can advocate at your doctor right there. Or there are a ton of doctors that are already, aware of vegan friendly. Actually, when I was back home a few years ago, I think I was driving by the Meijer that we have there. I used to love going to Meijer. Me and my high school friends, we would just like walk around Meijer at night. I mean, I don't know if you do that. Let me know in the comments if you had any weird hangout spots like Meijer, or we used to hang out at the gas station too. Um, yeah, we just hang out there. We had nowhere to hang out, so we'd hang out at the gas station. Let me know in the comments if you had any weird hangout spots. But yeah, so as I was driving by Meijer, I saw the sign. It said like vegan or plant-based diets welcome. I guess I don't need to do it like this because you can't see the depth perception. It said vegan or plant-based diets welcome. And I thought that was so cool. So like I pulled into the parking lot. I waited for the sign to change because it was one of those electronic signs that change multiple things. And I just snapped a photo and I sent it to my mother. It was like, hey, check it out. This place is, promoting vegan diets, or a doctor's office. And I thought that was really cool. And it was like maybe about a mile and a half from her house. So I thought that was really cool. So yeah, if you're looking for a pediatrician, contact local vegan groups whose members may be able to point you in the direction of a vegan family doctor. And I mean, this is a little bit further step on the vegan path, is actually finding a doctor. I think this is even like further than finding like vegan shampoo, but who knows? People might find doctors quicker than I do. But anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching. These were the first 5 of 10 great tips for getting your family to go vegan. Be sure to check out The Vegan Woman. This is a very great blog, and total credit goes out to her and her family for getting this blog post up there. I'm just relaying the information, making it available. And if you like more videos, if you like videos like this, be sure to go and subscribe on Hendrickson News on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at Hendrickson News. On YouTube, it's Hendrickson Media. And then on Facebook, it's at Hendrickson News. Getting a lot of views on Facebook. Really love the Facebook community. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. And I hope you have a great day wherever you are. And look out for part 2 coming at you soon. See ya.